Right again.
There you go. Okay.
Hey everybody, Chris Lipper on the bus, small business owner coaching, and we are at our weekly hub meeting where we meet on Mondays and Thursdays. And Bob Howe is presenting today on one of his companies, and we're going to all get healthier just by listening to him. Go ahead, Bob.
Right. So the short story of my background, we came for the immunity. I signed on for the annuity and we stay for the community. Let's share the screen. So this is a chat I did last week. And let's see if we can actually go through this and use this. Right. Um, so I work with companies which have an embarrassment of riches. Oh God, the weed whackers are outside my door. I can't chase them away. It's just going to be background noise like most of life.
We
Um,
don't hear it, just say no, you're fine.
oh, good. Okay, that's really I can barely hear myself. So we're going to talk about a Nobel Prize winning technology that measures something called carotenoids. We'll talk about what those are. And some people don't want to know. This is sometimes called the nutritional lie detector. And seriously, particularly in Hawaii, I go to people, do you want to know how healthy you are? No, but really knowledge is power. So I did this about a week ago. So just a quick primer on health. There is something in all around us and inside us called free radicals. And these are not 1960s long hairs at Berkeley protesting the Vietnam War. They are charged particles that are missing an electron, and they're formed from failed combustion reactions, even within ourselves in the mitochondria, the engines of the cell. About 5% of those combustion calorie reactions create an oxygen radical. And what it is, it's missing an electron. And what it does is because it then becomes positively charged, more protons and electrons, it grabs an electron from a neighboring molecule. This is a chain reaction, which targets each cell in our body about 75 million times a day. And this is one of the ways that God's decided he's going to check us off the planet, is to basically rust us. This is a rusting thing. And the simplest way to talk about it is if you cut an apple and you leave it out for 30 minutes, what color does it turn? Brown. And you're a good host or hostess to stop that. You squeeze lemon on it, which is vitamin C, and that is an antioxidant. And 1959, Dr. Linus Pauling, Nobel Prize in Medicine, vitamin C boosts the immune system. We overpay for it at CVS and Walgreens in cold and flu season. You should get those from your fresh fruits and vegetables. More color, the better. The problem is that Americans don't eat very much. In Hawaii, it's even less. Produce is really expensive here because you have to bring it all in by boat and plane. The other problem is the nutrition in our crops has fallen 90% over the last 100 years. This is U.S. Department of Agriculture data. It's improving a little bit and people are learning where to go. But this is the reason why most diseases are lifestyle. Once we're getting past motorcycle riding age, if you're a young man and so forth. And the number one is cancer. And I don't know in your life, but it's all around us. And it's not just our nutrition. There's other factors that are causing a surge in cancer. And number two is we fly. Every 3 hours at altitude is a full chest X-ray of radiation. Google flight attendants cancer, and the studies go on for hundreds of pages. Ask a flight attendant, and he or she will go, they don't want passengers agitating about this lead lining on the top of the aircraft to protect you from cosmic rays. Does not improve fuel efficiency and wages. So what is the best defense against this? Well, National Institute of Health did a study in the 1990s called AREDS, age-related eye disease. They did studies 1 and 2, and they proved that the plant-based antioxidants in that beautiful fruit basket defend our eyes against macular degeneration, which is the UV damage in the macula, which affects 2/3 of adults. NIH doesn't sponsor, they compile studies. And they publish PubMed.gov, the largest database of clinical studies in our race. But they did these two because they see the problem of blindness as a major financial train wreck, because people don't die. They lose function, and then someone has to take care of them. Later research, just a few years later in Australia, was for prevention of skin cancer and even sunburn. Then most recently is a lot of studies on cognition for all ages. And what the eye practices are noticing is that those people who get advanced macular degeneration are getting Alzheimer's. The common factor is carotenoids, and in particular, something called lutein. So we know it's they protect the eyes, they protect the brain. This is, if you have Alzheimer's in your life, this is probably the Bible on preventing, and if it's not too far gone, reversing it. It's called the Bredesen Protocol. And he emphasized carotenoids in there. So it really works for any age. If you look up carotenoids and cognition, even babies will have a higher IQ if they have a diet of that has fresh fruits with carotenoids. In students in university, 10 years later, have higher incomes in all measures of success that are related to cognition. And we have products, obviously, for eye professionals and eye formula. I'm going to focus on, I think it's just our killer product from this company. There's also research on cancer within the body, and all kinds of carotenoids, in particular lutein, seem to prevent cancer. This is kind of a magic bullet. Now, the supplement industry should fill the gap. But they haven't really done the research on lutein. And this was a crisis for the industry that's kind of blown away. The New York State Attorney General came out and studied. They pulled products off the shelves in retail, and they find that there's just no there. Things are not to label. It's an unregulated industry. Less than 10% of them even move the needles on this scanner. So this is called the biophotonic scanner, and we talked about it. You can get yourself scanned and measure, and then work to improve it through a diet rich in fresh fruits and vegetables, or through a highly absorbed supplement. We are the only one that has this. It's basically measure, treat, measure again. This is the product I recommend. A lot of my eye doctors that I work with are doing this. So collagen is the #1 selling supplement in the world. It outsells vitamin C, outsells multivitamins. Does anyone here ever drunk collagen? Just raise your hand on the screen. So Christine, you can't really unmute yourself. Give me a thumbs up or thumbs down, Christine. Do you think it was working? Thumbs up or thumbs down? Yeah, most people don't know because it doesn't work, actually. There's many brands. The #1 is Vital Proteins. It's sold by the pallet load at Costco, Sam's, and also Whole Foods. And it's usually with protein powder as well. It doesn't work. Ours does. And we're the only one with clinical proof. We did independent peer review, placebo-controlled studies at Duke University, and it works, or it's free. Now, this lady at the top left is the mother-in-law of an esthetician. I work with estheticians on this because a lot of their patients are taking collagen on a hope, a wish, and a prayer that's working. The lady on the right is younger. Now, look at what's happened to her pigmentation. That's lutein. We're the only ones with lutein in collagen. And basically, for Hawaii, this is really important. If you're stand-up paddling, please use a topical sunblock. But if you're driving on the H1 freeway here, you can just drink this once a day, 5 seconds, and your skin and your eyes and your brain and your pigmentation are protected. So collagen is important. It's the most abundant protein in our body. We lose it, and that's why it's a very popular supplement also for joints. And as I said, we're the only one with independent clinicals. We're the only one that increase elastin, and we're the only one with UV protection with lutein. We get our lutein from marigolds. They have the yellow-orange petals because they filter out all UV. So with this product, you have a 3-month guarantee you will look younger, or it's free. And if you get the scan, it's there's a 2-month guarantee. Interesting. I don't know if you follow economics, but Argentina has been a basket case, and this country is turning around. We've been in there, but we really couldn't be in there because they don't allow any imports. And only one product was allowed in, and it's this. And of course, Latinas and Latinos do care about their appearance, but the medical community has gotten behind this as well because they know the benefits. And this is absolutely killing it. Argentina is now the #1 market in Americas with one single product for our company. When we combine it, we have the #1 home beauty device. And when you combine it with this drink, the collagen boost goes through the roof. And we're going to make this scanner that I talked about a consumer item. And it's going to be tiny. It'll fit in your pocket. And it only takes 10 seconds. Very accurate. And it'll also measure not just carotenoids, but something called anthocyanins, which is all about gut health and the collagen. It'll be upgradable. Research partners are already looking to add functions. This will be about $250, and the idea is families should get this and measure everyone in the family on at least a monthly basis. So I will stop sharing there, and we can send you samples of the collagen as I've done with the patches as well. It comes in a packet like that. You just tear the top off, and there's peach and strawberry, and there's a citrus flavor. I prefer the peach. So I'll send you should really taste it because most collagen is bleh, but this is absolutely delicious. And if it's delicious, you'll take it. You can put it in your coffee, just one sachet, morning or night, empty or full stomach, it doesn't matter. And again, send me if you're interested, and I'll send you some samples of those. Age Lock, we age you younger.
So you drink that, yes?
You drink that. And ideal referrals for me are estheticians. They're asked about this all the time, and eye practices, because the eye practices are starting to understand about lutein, and they love to have a pivot between an eye formula and this.
Questions, comments, thoughts? Jeannie.
So, Rob, I know that you said estheticians are a great referral. What about a plastic surgeon?
Yes. Our only competitor with clinicals is SkinAid in the UK. It's a 25.5% increase in collagen. We're 65%. It was used by plastic surgeons 2 weeks prior and 2 weeks after a procedure. It's billed in the consumer market in the UK. It dominates. Every 15 seconds, a British citizen downs a SkinAid. It's about twice the cost of our product. So yes, any dermatologist or plastic surgeon would be a good referral.
So send me a sample, and I have someone who she takes care of patients after they have the plastic surgery, but she also is in touch with them before, so she might be interested in introducing that to her plastic surgeon.
Perfect. Thanks, Gene.
All right. Of course. And this thing you drink once a day? Sorry, Christine.
Yeah,
sorry.
If you have arthritis, this is off-label. We haven't done clinicals. Shh, don't tell the FDA. People are getting amazing relief from arthritis, but they'll usually start the first month twice a day. And then
First month, twice a day. And it's not something you ever stop drinking, right?
Probably not. I know people for budget reasons, they taper off and they come back again, 2 months later saying, oh my, you won't go. It's not like Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. You don't stop drinking it and immediately turn 90 again. It will just, you'll go into the decline, and you'll start to notice maybe 3 months later, I better get back on that.
And one last question. When do you see results? When do you start seeing results?
Usually within the first month. Those pictures of the older Asian lady and the younger blonde, like you, Janine, that was 1 month.
Okay. Sorry.
No.
And you don't use it as a topical, huh? It's always oral.
This is oral. We do have topical collagen as well in some of our products. The problem with the whole collagen thing is a very long chain molecule. In molecular weight, it's 308 kilodaltons. it doesn't get through the skin. They cut it into something called peptides. And I mean, the smallest we've ever found vital proteins is about 70 kilodaltons. And really these serums don't work because they just don't get through the skin. And the oral stuff doesn't work because it doesn't survive the havoc of the digestive system. Ours, this is a 2 kilodalton. This is a patented process. No one has it. And it's so tiny that your stomach acids don't grind it up.
Other questions?
Yes, I have a question.
Go ahead.
So you were talking about the patches the last time, and yes, thank you. I received my samples. Now, if I understand correctly, all the things that those particular allotment of patches, they do basically the same thing as this collagen. It makes you younger, it gets rid of inflammation and pain and all that kind of stuff. So how do you know which one is better for you? Do you
The
use the
collagen one,
patches? Do you use them at the same
I
time?
use both. Yep, I use both because I'm married to one of those darn Asians and they don't age, right, Ken? You guys just don't age, and at least in your skin, or much more slowly than we white people. So I do both, but I do other health products. This is my business, and I'm trying to stay informed. The patches are more all-purpose. The stem cells will go after a heart problem. Neuropathy works really, really well. Back issues, sciatica. This collagen is not so fundamental. It's really about, yes, you'll get some relief from arthritis, that's off-label, but it is really about looking better. And then the lutein is for protecting your skin and your eyes from UV damage. So the stem cell patches are for reviving stem cells, which is about healing everything in our body. It's probably more fundamental and a health related product. You'll get younger skin over time. Friends of mine, I've been on this for 4 years, but 3 months after I started with those patches, friends were saying, "What are you doing?" Because I looked younger.
I suspect also the patches can be more targeted. So for me, who has hips and ankle issues, I can put a patch on a hip or an ankle, where this is more like a redox, where it's all over your body kind of thing.
Yeah. And we won't really, you're doing 6 hours of pickleball a day. I don't think the
I took off
collagen is-
yesterday. I didn't play yesterday, so it's not every day.
All right.
Anyway,
Does that answer your question, Chris? They're really one is about stem cells, the other is about collagen and lutein.
other questions?
So I have a question. So if you want health and beauty, you got to take both.
I do. I think you do. It's what's important to you. If you're gonna want to
Both.
look younger and have brighter skin, you would do the collagen. You'll get results in a month.
Okay.
But using Christine's analysis that if you want, you can't just put paint on a bad canvas, right? She helps with the canvas, but you're helping with the materials that make the canvas, right? So you're doing the molecules and all of that, and then her stuff tightens up the canvas, let's say, and then you can put her paint on the canvas as well. So there's a tie-in with all of this.
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of things to age younger. Age like we age you younger. Number 5 is sleep. In bed, early to rise is shown to be really important for health. Number 4 is nutrition, including your supplements. Number 3 is exercise, use it or lose it. Number 2 is love and connection and being on the bus with Chris. And number 1
Right.
would be number 1 is money. Money. And fortunately, all the research shows that the people who have more wealth and more money are going to live longer. And we can get into the reasons, political and otherwise, for that.
And stress-wise. But okay, David, you had a question.
Just wondering if we like to introduce you, get in contact with you. Maybe you could share your contact information. I didn't see it in the chat.
Sure. I will put that in there. I'm interested in, we should have a one-to-one anyway. I found everyone I've had a one-to-one with through Chris, I might be doing business with.
Yes,
And
absolutely.
you guys do interesting work. So I will put.
All right. Any
I'm
other
sorry
questions or
I'm
comments?
sorry to be twice in a row. I had that ready and he said, I don't have a speaker today. So I said, I'll have the spot.
Because I somehow thought David was doing it and he wasn't. It's my bad. It's all good. Thank you. Well done.
So, reach out to me either by Calendly or text me and I'll send you samples. I have Jeannie's address. Anyone else? I have
I have
Christine.
2 envelopes on my desk from you. I'm going to stop the recording here.